oh, you want to transition into a man, but you can't actually be a man, just like the rest of us. But I mean, he did respect like the gender neutrality of the pronouns. So is he like pro pronoun usage? Like, is that, I don't know. I really don't know him that well. Like, that's cool, at least. I don't know.
Versus
Worth pointing
giving me
out.
full Starbucks barista. Remember that little dude, quotation marks?
Okay, there we go. Never mind. F you. So I don't think I've ever gone over an It's a Gundam video on this channel. But here he is. And he's got a video called First World Problems with TikTok. Now, I know It's a Gundam is kind of a chud. Who goes over media and basically just gives conservative takes on it. Like, you know, just really cringe. He says, like, if you've ever heard of Critical Drinker, you know, or The Quartering. Kind of the same vein as those guys. Except probably, I would imagine at least, that he's more entertaining than The Quartering. At least I would hope. The Quartering is insufferably boring, which is why I don't cover him. I think I've tried once and I can't do it. I can't do The Quartering. You can't make me. But It's a Gundam is somebody that I recently watched, if you could guess, Actual Jake cover. He didn't cover him recently, but I watched an old video of Actual Jake and I was like, huh, this guy looks funny. I gotta watch him. So here's First World Problems of TikTok from It's a Gundam.
Another day, another sign of a decline of a civilization. Things are so good. My future's so dark, I'm gonna need a flashlight. Did you know that obesity in America is out of control? Neither did I.
Whoa.
In fact, roughly
Who would have
2
guessed?
out of 3 U.S. adults are overweight or obese. 69%.
I'm sure that he's going to... Nice. I'm sure that he's going to go into the details of why that is, you know? Like, listen, spoiler alert, it's because of capitalism. Really honest, it sounds like a meme at this point, but I promise you it's because of capitalism, okay? Because people don't have time to sit down and figure out their diets because they're too busy working, and then they need to go and get, like, McDonald's or some shit from McDonald's, I guess, right? Like, it comes down to capitalism, okay? I could sit here and explain it, but I've already done that a million times, so I won't.
Percent are overweight, and of that 69%, 36%
Nice.
are obese. So basically, we're a fat-ass country, which would explain overweight Disney adults experiencing...
Also, obesity is a problem. It's a real health issue, but it's also not your business. And if you want people to be less obese, then you'll go for systemic fixes, okay? Such as raising the minimum wage, such as making cities more walkable would be a great way to do it. Making more, third places, right? There's home, there's work, and then there's the third place, which is quickly dying out, which has quickly died out, basically. There's no third place anymore. You can make public parks more accessible. There's so many things that you can do, basically, to make people less overweight and less obese. Push for public policy that helps people afford healthy groceries, give them more time to prepare their own meals, you know, all kinds of things you can do. So bottom line is, he's just going to, I can guarantee you, he's just going to blame the fat people for being fat themselves and not think about the deeper reasoning as to why they're fat, or maybe they want to be fat. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? I'm a little chubby right now. I'm a little chubby boy. I got a little bit of a belly. All right. I'm going to be working it off soon, but for right now, I got a little bit of a belly, and who cares? Who cares?
Their bodies are literally kind of breaking down from being used. I don't know how to explain it.
If you don't know what the Disney rash is, consider yourself lucky. It's also known as exercise-induced vasculitis.
Exercise-induced vasculitis. That basically means that literally their bodies are tripping balls because they're actually outside and being used.
Exercise-induced vasculitis mainly affects one or both lower legs and thighs with single or multiple episodes of a rash with the following characteristics. Okay. Here, let's look it up. Exercise-induced vasculitis. What is it? Harmless form of cutaneous small vessel vasculitis. It's also called golfer's vasculitis. It's a neutrophilic inflammatory disorder involving the small or medium-sized blood vessels of the skin and subcutaneous tissue. When only the small capillary vessels are involved, it's also called exercise-induced capillaritis. Clinical features. Who gets it? Patients that present with exercise-induced vasculitis are often female and over 50 years of age. They are most often otherwise healthy and active. Wow. Wow, look at that. They're otherwise healthy and active. I didn't know anything about this disorder going into it, okay? But that's funny to me. So literally, like, it's more like it's probably because of like the, like estrogen or something like that. Like it has to do with female hormones is essentially what I'm getting from this. More than it has to do with being fat, which is interesting. What causes it? Typically induced by strenuous muscle activity, particularly during warm and humid weather. It's thought that the temperature regulation mechanisms within the calf muscles break down, leading to reduced venous return and blood stasis. The end result is inflammation and vascular injury. Okay, nowhere on here does it say overweight or obese. Being overweight or obesity is not actually, yeah, it is harmless, and it's not actually a risk factor when it comes. I thought it'd be a risk factor. Because being obese is a risk factor for so many conditions. He just happened to land on the one condition that being obese is not actually a risk factor. Good job, man.
And the whole system is breaking down.
Which are both super common in Disney World because you can walk between 5 and 10 miles a day. The rash typically appears on exposed parts of your lower legs. It can cause an itching and burning sensation and just be downright uncomfortable.
That's how great this country is.
It doesn't have to do with being fat, man. Do your research.
Become morbidly obese and go to Disney all day. America's #1.
Lowering your body temperature and elevating your legs are also
America's #1. Just yell, dude. Use your lungs.
known to help. It mostly happens in the summer, but can happen on hotter days all year round.
Have you ever thought of, I don't know, not eating calorie-rich foods? You know, there's a
That's not a risk factor. Obesity's literally not a risk factor. Oh my god, this is so stupid, man. That's so funny.
You want to stop this rash from happening? Try a diet.
He's a monster.
You know, 600-pound life exists for a reason. It's a cautionary tale.
First aid recommended using aloe vera.
Okay, so let's talk about how we can fix the obesity epidemic, right? Let's talk about not blaming the individual necessarily. Like it does result from a series of certain choices, right? Like you don't just get fat overnight. Usually it comes from an extended period of making poor health decisions. Okay? That's usually what it results from. But honestly, it's like making those poor health decisions can be influenced by a variety of factors. Usually those that are outside of your control, such as working 12-hour shifts 5 days a week and not having time to prepare your own damn meals. You know, driving everywhere, having an office job, you know, sitting all that. Like I sit a lot these days. That's why I got a little bit of a gut now. Okay? I don't walk around a lot like I used to in the nursing homes. So that's why I got a little bit of a gut now, okay? Shit happens. You do what you can. I'm trying to exercise more to get rid of it. But like, I have the luxury of time to actually exercise. A lot of people don't. So like, you know, like I said, make conditions easier for people to lose and maintain their weight.
And cortisone to ease the symptoms.
I need to invest money in aloe vera.
We hope that these tips help if you ever find yourself personally victimized by the Disney rash.
Victimized by the Disney rash? What?
It's a turn of phrase, man. Come on.
What the fuck? How do you get victimized by your body going into shock from actually being used?
What are you talking about? You can be a victim of, it's called a, why can't I think of the word now? It's an inflammatory disease. It's, I can't think of it. It's when your body attacks itself. Autoimmune. You can literally be a victim of an autoimmune disorder. Okay. And that's what this is. It's an autoimmune thing.
That's the problem with this culture. Everything is about being a
Your body
victim,
attacks itself.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Stop him!
Yes.
Sometimes you're
Well, oh, you're a victim of cancer. Wow, I didn't. You walking up to the cancer patient, right? The 13-year-old cancer patient, and being like, "Wow, wow, you're a victim of your own body. that's so cringe, man. That's so cringe that you're a victim of your own body. Oh, you're always playing the victim card, dude. You can be a victim of your own biological circumstances. Yes, that is obvious to me. Shut the up.
shocked to find the world doesn't revolve around you. And when you live in an echo chamber, this can be
He's
a
a victim
harrowing
of brain
experience.
degeneration.
You become a victim of reality. See what I did there? Well, this brave little tyke decided to become a man, but isn't fulfilling the duties of being a man. What a shocker.
I don't know what to do. I
duties?
have no answers. They're kicking me out of my hotel room because I asked them to wear an N95 mask.
Holy shit,
And they
what?
said that if I wanted that, I was at the wrong hotel and I
Jesus Christ, that sucks. Yeah, that's a reasonable request during a pandemic. Wear an N95 mask, please. God damn, she must be in like the deep red south. That sucks. Or sorry, he must be in the deep red south. That sucks ass.
An hour to leave.
My God, the hotel attendant is incredibly based. This person.
Also, that has nothing to do with being a man. Like, getting kicked out of your hotel when you have nowhere else to go is a serious concern sometimes.
It looks like they're a werewolf that quit halfway through the transformation. That's why there's patchy little beasts.
Uh-oh. Gender neutral pronoun alert. Gender neutral pronoun alert. You use gender neutral pronouns, sir. The gender police has arrived. I'm going to have to see your license and registration. Wow. Gender neutral pronoun alert. Singular use of they.
Of hair all over the place in this terrible iDubbbz haircut.
I don't know where to go.
You're just being rude now.
I'm almost out of money.
There's a cat. You're telling me this hotel allowed a cat in there, and instead of being grateful, you bitch about N5 masks. You deserve to be thrown out, but the cat can stay. Mr. Jingles did nothing wrong, and I stand by that.
My hands just keep getting added to the docket. I don't even have one fully functioning arm at this point.
They go to the desk, and they're like, I want everyone who interacts with me to wear a mask. And they're like, not today, Satan. You can take your ass someplace else. I gotta get my kids at 5. You got it now.
Not today, Satan. It's a mask. It's a mask. They don't want you to get them sick. Literally kicking. You could probably sue for that. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like you could take legal action when you ask somebody, like, reasonably to take a reasonable precaution against an infectious illness, and they kick you out of their business, especially if it's a hotel, somewhere that like it can literally be a matter of life and death. Like, if you have to go sleep on the streets, that can be a matter of life and death, you know? Like, that sucks ass. I hope that guy's okay.
Where to go. And then they immediately run back to their hotel room. Instead of packing their stuff and leaving and thinking, maybe I was out of pocket. The correct thing to do is to turn on.
Oh yeah, the thing that you should do is submit, right? You should submit and say, you know what, I'll risk getting a potentially life-altering illness in order to stay here so that I can, actually live, right? Just submit. Just submit to the capitalist system, right? Okay, dude. I'm not a cuck. Sorry.
On your phone.
This is wrong.
And wail to TikTok so that your echo chamber can tell you how brave you are.
Or help him. Or it could be a cry for financial help because he's getting kicked out of his hotel.
The virtual applause. They need to not only respect your gender, but to do what the hell you tell them.
Where do I go?
I hate this guy.
What do I do?
Oh my God. This person is going completely off the rails. This is why I feel when women transition into being men, they really aren't ready. I've got a news flash.
Dude, you literally have a higher voice than most trans men that I know. Shut the f up.
Flash for you. A man's life is proving himself from the minute he can walk. Being a man means you gotta eat a lot of shit sandwiches. And on top of that, also being a man means...
This guy's been to war. He knows. He was there. He was there. He was marching in with the rest of the troops, right, buddy? That's right. He's seen some shit, right? Uh-huh.
No one cares about you.
Sure, man.
Especially in America. If you aren't good looking or rich or famous in America as a man, you don't exist. You're practically...
True. That's why I became famous.
And this person is wailing into the phone, giving us their skill problems. Get good, scrub. Welcome to Dark Souls. This person.
Hey, at least he actually respected the fact that he doesn't know that person's pronouns. Hey, maybe actually that's a point in favor. I don't know. Like, it still reeks of disrespect that he would be like, oh, you want to transition into a man, but you can't actually be a man, just like the rest of us. But I mean, he did respect like the gender neutrality of the pronouns. So, is he like pro pronoun usage? Like, is that? I don't know. I really don't know him that well. Like, that's cool, at least. I don't know.
Versus giving me full Starbucks barista. Remember that little dude? Quotation marks.
Okay, there we go. Never mind. F you. You transphobic piece of shit. He had me going for a second there.
I'm literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like, I really want to.
Oh, I remember this one. Today. I have a video about this one. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yes, there it is. That's a good ass thumbnail. That was when I was at my old house. Trans Starbucks barista bullied by former Trump admin. Then I ratioed him. Oh yeah, I forgot. I ratioed so I actually ratioed the guy that was shitting on him.
Don't brag about how hard your god boss is railing you, okay?
True, man.
I don't care how wide you dilated your asshole.
Never gets old. Here, let me pull up the tweet. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I ratioed this male nurse. Oh, let's let him finish what he was talking about, and then I'll show you.
And I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, and we have 4 people on the floor all day.
This is old news, though. So he's basically, like, complaining justifiably about his work conditions, right? And then this guy's like, me looking at you after my 13-hour shift, third 16-hour nursing shift.
Oh, boy. Now, let me tell you something. As a nurse myself, I have experienced the hellish 16-hour shift. It is no joke. It sucks ass, okay? So I understand the frustration that this person is currently feeling looking at this post. Here is where I draw the line. You do not get to use your struggles, your personal gripes with your workplace as a beating stick for somebody else. A college kid, okay? A child. I'm sorry. If you're in college, you're still a child.
I ratioed both Sebastian Gorka and this asshole. I ratioed both of them in a tertiary tweet reply. A tertiary tweet.
Guys, okay? At least if you're like...
Your voice sounds so different. Is it deeper or is it... Well, it sounds different partly because I was using my Yeti. But I'm wondering if you think it's like deeper or worse or better. I'm curious. I must know. I must know the opinions of my audience. This is back when I was like a 5-viewer Andy or some shit. Maybe like 10 viewers.
18 to 22. So, no, you don't get to do that. This person is
sounds deeper back then. Ah, no. I got to go back to the gym. I got to go back to the gym.
A week on top of being a full-time student.
I was also on T back then.
No, fuck you. So, I decided, hey, I'm a nurse. I'm a good dude. I think I'm a pretty handsome dude. Personally, so I decided, hey, I'm gonna reply to this motherfucker. I'm gonna tell him what for. I'm gonna give it to him, right?
I like your voice now. Thank you.
To my surprise, I got quite a bit more attention than I anticipated. So I said, currently my face while watching a fellow nurse work himself to death to the detriment of both his own health and his patients, and then bragging about it. And this is me, and that's me. That's the handsome mug himself. So why did I say this? Because you, regardless of whether it's your choice or not, and we'll get to the fact that it was his choice to do that, by the way, he chose that shift.
Okay, I won't make you watch all of this, but yeah, he did pick that shift, and then what was the ratio? I forget. So he's got 12.5K likes.
Care to collect a few extra dollars of overtime, and that's it. All right? So
39.9K likes. So I ratioed the shit out of him. But yeah, basically the point I was making is that it's not safe to work like that. And you're literally putting yourself and your patients in danger when you do that. Mic quality is so much worse. It was worse.
Oh my god, there's so many people coming.
Did you ever change your mic audio or setup because your voice may not actually be different? It could just be the recording. Yes, I did change my setup quite a bit. Like, I was using a Yeti mic back then, and now I have like a professional, what's it called? I don't even remember what it's called. An Electro Voice RE20, which improves the bass of my voice to make me sound deeper. But for some reason, I still sound deeper over there, so whatever.
Coming into the store, and I wasn't supposed to be working for the Rican. Oh, it's just like...
you go work there then. You go work there. Go. I guarantee you this guy has never had to work like in a place like that. Because if he has, he wouldn't be bitching like this.
Jesus Christ. James Charles is releasing
You're literally
a
a
new song.
YouTuber, man.
Remember, is James Charles still a man, or is James Charles now a woman? Like the rule.
Oh, that's all owned, bro. You owned the transes. Good job, bro. Very good job.
Keep changing, and Lord knows YouTube enforces them like the Gestapo.
This is copyright. This is also copyright.
Could just like, you know, whittle around in it and sing a bit, and then I have my team Photoshop me into a burning version of Hollywood while I say, bring me the water.
Yeah, real men act like a badass online while hiding behind an avatar. I show my face, bitch. F you.
Water, Sylvie. Bring me the water. What does this do? Why? James, why do you need this? You're rich. It's over.
Post physique.
You won. You won the game. No, it's not enough. James Charles now has to be Sam Smith.
You guys ever see me in my prime? Let me show you what I look like in my prime, man. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. There's the boy. Ooh, boy. Smoking. I did have some acne on my arms, unfortunately. But other than that, beautiful. We must return. We must return. I must ditch the chubby. I gotta get the traps and the pecs back. Yeah. Yeah, I was buff back then, man. So unless you can hit that level, I'm just saying, skill issue.
What is it with like gay?
Don't worry, I took step 1 today. I went back to the gym. I'm going to the gym tomorrow, and I'm going to the gym on Sunday. It's gonna happen.
People and drag queens always
Probably.
trying to be musicians. That's why music sucks now, because there's no respect for it. There used to be a time when people go, you know what, I don't have a talent for this. Now they're just like, well, I'm already famous, so obviously I'm a singer.
Come with me to the first ever FatCon. Yes, that's right, haters. There is a convention just for us fats now.
Did I
Cool.
really just... This woman said the first fat
Who
con,
cares?
that's right, haters.
Oh no, okay, let's say that I don't even agree with the fat con. I'm sure there are problematic elements to it, like embracing being obese. There's a certain point where you get so big that it's not healthy, okay? I can accept that. But at the same time, it's like, who's going to fat con? Who's actually going to fat con? You know what I mean? Like, and as far as people are going, it's like, who gives a shit? What, you think they're gonna be less fat if they don't go? Like, who are they hurting? They're just trying to find some solidarity in the fact that they're fat, okay? That's not a problem. Yeah, I just don't give a shit. Like, who cares?
The fat con. Literally, the only people who know about the fat con were fat people interested and assholes like me that didn't know it existed till I saw this video. It didn't need to be broadcast.
There were so many
It didn't, so why are you broadcasting it?
amazing panels ranging from Fat Liberation 101 to Fat Lesk to Fat Nerds.
Could someone explain to me what fat liberation is? Like, you're in a country where literally you could eat yourself to death and it's cool. Like, you could just get on...
You can be fat and still be nutrient deficient because of economic circumstances. Like, everybody says this, oh, we live in a fat country, you think you're poor? Oh, people are fat. Yeah, poor people are fat because all they can afford is calorie-dense fast food because they don't have time to prepare their own meals. Because of capitalism! It's literally, it always comes back to capitalism. They just have a problem with capitalism, and they can't understand that. If you want fewer fat people, fix capitalism. That will lead to fewer fat people. So even if you are a fat people hate piece of shit, like I used to be, and I hate you for that, by the way. You're a disgusting piece of shit. But let's say that you are that. If you really are trying to decrease the number of fat people, dismantle capitalism then. Join us in the fight, brother. Help us dismantle capitalism and people will be a slightly less fat, probably.
social services or something, and they give you money every month to continue laying in bed and eating.
We got it on the welfare
600
queen
pound
bit.
life
Here
is
we go.
proof of it. Literally, these people get out of high school morbidly obese, get on social services, and then they just blow up further until they get to the point of where their bodies are falling apart and rotting. Then they're like, maybe I need help. They get
So help them analyze their circumstances. How about some preventative health care? You guys know what preventative health care is? Primary health care. That means that you go into the doctor before you're sick or anything's wrong. And then you find out if something's wrong. But you can't do that because that costs money that people don't have. So they just keep getting further and further. They keep digging the hole further into unhealthiness because they can't afford the doctor. It's the same thing I did with my teeth, okay? My teeth suck for the most part. They're straight at least, but they suck. I got a bunch of fillings and shit. I had to get a root canal at 12. But as an adult, they still suck largely because I didn't go to the dentist for 2 years because I thought it was too fucking expensive, okay? So if it were free and I didn't think I was going to get ripped off by the goddamn dentist, maybe I wouldn't have teeth as bad as I do right now. You know? It's capitalism. It's always capitalism.
a fireman. Imagine being a fireman. You get a call. You're like, it's an emergency. You're like, yes, I'm going to save some people's lives from a burning building. And then they're like, I'm sorry, a fat person on 600-pound life fell over.
And that fat person's life matters, and they should be saved by the firemen. And if you're a fireman who doesn't want to save a fat person just because they're fat, then you. You shouldn't be a fireman.
It's like,
that's what I have to say.
I didn't sign up for this.
I even talked on a panel with the Plus
Disgusting
Bus on
piece of shit.
101 ways to lose the weight of fat hate.
Lose the weight of fat hate. What? I told you, oppression everywhere you go.
Also worth mentioning, people sometimes are fat because of conditions entirely outside of their control, like a thyroid problem. Thyroid problems are pretty common, and if you have a hypothyroidism, that means that your body literally does not have as fast a metabolism as everybody else. So if you can't afford the medication to help compensate for that, then you're fat, and you're just fat sometimes. Okay? It's nobody's fault. It just happened. And what are you going to do? You're going to shit on him. You're going to shit on him. You're not going to help at all. Bleach, man.
There was an amazing plus-size fashion show featuring multiple designers. This one's Chub Rub.
How do you expect me to take a designer seriously for overweight clothes when they call themselves Chub Rub?
They had an incredible vendors hall with all fat artists, designers, plus-size vintage. Here's some of my art.
Fat people deserve love too.
Fat pool parties. We did get up to shenanigans.
You know what this looks like? This looks like a loving, embracing, solid community. Maybe I'll go to FatCon one day. They seem like nice people. They seem like nicer than you. I'd rather hang around people at FatCon than around you, you asshole.
Okay, I'm out.
What do you provide?
I'm done. No. That's it. No.
What do you give me?
Not looking at fat.
What does our relationship look like?
What the hell is this? How could she post that on TikTok? But I post like little jokes and stuff, and I keep getting my stuff taken down.
Oh, little jokes, right?
It's different. She's modeling Chub Rub underwear. You filthy bigot. They're losing the weight of fat hate. It's like, it's not fat hate. I'm just asking a question. Why is this allowed and I'm not? And they're like, screw you. We're literally...
I'd love to see some of your jokes. How about an example? Give us an example of a joke that got taken down. I'd love to see it.
Turning into like, remember the movie WALL-E with the little robot? It's super cute.
No!
Humans go off into space.
Never seen that reference. Oh, I've never seen that reference, bro. That was great. Wow. Even though that was more entertaining than the quartering, it still was not that entertaining, I'll be honest. I just enjoyed shitting on him the whole time. So that was It's a Gundam. I think my first and maybe even my last coverage of it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.